I'd like to welcome Lynn Loring, who is the Vice President of Talent Development for Aaron Spelling Productions, and also has done her first major motion picture. She's the producer of the movie called Mr. Mom. It stars Terry Garr and Michael Keaton. And Lynn, welcome to Nebraska, first of all.
Thank you very much.
Are there many women producers? Was that a tough position for you? A major motion picture?
Well, Aaron Spelling thinks that women work harder than men. So in our company, we really have a lot of women. I'm the only female executive with the company, I do believe, yeah. The only vice president that's a woman. But in terms of producers, Elaine Rich produces Dynasty for us, Line produces it. We have a lot of production managers, a lot of women in our company. Esther Shapiro is the lady that created Dynasty, she and her husband Richard. So it's a lot of females.
Would you agree with Aaron Spelling that women work harder than men?
No, I think it all depends on the person, don't you?
But you work hard, don't you?
Yes, I work 7 days a week. Aaron says I work 8 days a week. But yeah, I'm compulsive about anything I do, you know, be it cooking or skiing or working. I mean, John Kennedy years ago, when he was president, when he was alive, said in order to be the best, you have to work harder than the best. And I'm a firm believer in that in everything I do.
She did a sociological treatise back a couple of years ago about the development of
More
television.
Than a couple of years ago, yes, when I
2
was
or
in
3
college.
years ago.
Yes, 4 years ago.
4 years ago when she was in college. The development of television from 1948 to 1960. They say doing some unusual interview techniques with Walter Cronkite and William S. Paley, the former retired president of CBS. What kind of unusual
I laugh when you say that. I started acting when I was 5 years old and was a CBS baby, really, starting on Studio One and shows like that, and then doing a daytime serial, Search for Tomorrow, for 10 years, playing Mary Stewart or Joanne Tate's daughter, Patty. And I knew Bill Paley and I knew Mr. Cronkite from seeing them around CBS, and even then CBS affiliate parties, and it was this little girl, and I entered college when I was 14 years old.
14?
Yes.
How?
I was very bright when I I was young.
What do you mean, you're not bright any longer?
I think it's kind of faded away. I don't know. I think as I get older, some of it goes away. But I was a very bright child. My parents allowed me to act as long as I got straight A's in school. Those were the conditions. And my father would never let me do a play because that meant staying up late. He wouldn't let me come to Hollywood, but I could work on television in New York. And as long as the A's were there. So I entered college and wanted to do a term paper that my professor couldn't check, really, you know, rather than doing too many notes from books and things. And I figured by doing interviews with these people in person, I mean, the professor was not about to call up William Paley or Walter Cronkite and say, did you really say this? In actuality, they did. It was a very good paper. I'm very proud of it. But that was another
So that's
life.
how you got their audience, by the fact that they had seen you
That I
grow
was
up
a CBS
and
baby,
that you were
yeah.
there.
I was part of the CBS family.
Do you think cable is going to fractionalize television so that the networks won't be that which we have known them to be?
I don't think they'll ever be what they've been, and I don't think they're going to be people like Aaron Spelling anymore. Well, there can only, of course, be one Aaron Spelling in my mind, but it's all going to change now. Cable is really coming in big. I, as a parent, am very concerned about cable because there are a lot of shows that my children have access to that I don't really believe they should have access to. I mean, there should be some button or something that you can turn it off when you're out. I don't like the fact that we're ignoring our responsibility to our children as part of the new growth of cable.
How many children do you have? 3?
Two.
Two.
Two
All
children.
Right. With respect to your movie, Mr. Mom, could you, well, the basic idea of this film is that the woman goes to work and Michael Keaton becomes a house husband at home. Could you, as a female, leave your husband at home, and would he stay home and take care of the children?
Well, we did it.
You did it?
Yes, we did it about 5.5 years ago. Roy had decided that he wanted to take some time to think about, as I put it, and as he puts it, what he wanted to be when he grew up. And it was about the same time that I was getting very bored at home being a housewife. So we kind of switched roles. We never said officially, I'm going out to work now and you're going to stay home and, you know, take care of the children. And in reality, Roy was not taking care of the children anymore. We were fortunate enough to have very good help with the children and my mother. But he was there. He was the one who was kissing the children goodbye in the morning and there when they came home from school in the afternoon.
How long of a period of time did this go on?
For about a year.
Do you think the normal family could survive, the traditional family could survive that kind of situation?
I don't know. I think it's very tough on the man. I really do. Our values, the values that our parents have given us and our grandparents, them kind of said that the man is the breadwinner and he goes out to work. And I don't know if today's couples can accept it as well. I think future generations will have to accept it. I mean, you look at the statistics, and over 60% of all married women are working now, either because they have to for that second income, or the first if the husband's been laid off, or simply because they choose to work. I think it's marvelous.
Well, they tried to treat this in a comedic way. Now, for you, what was the funniest bit of Mr. Mom?
The funniest bit in Mr. Mom to me is probably Crazy Day, everything that goes wrong in the house when Michael Keaton tries to be the perfect housewife, and it's not as easy as it looks. I love that scene. I also love, my very favorite scene in the movie is the Wooby scene, the scene between Michael Keaton and the little boy about getting hooked on security blankets. I think it's a brilliant scene.
Michael Keaton tries to get the little boy to give his bank. I have a son who had a banky.
A banky?
It was called a banky. And he wouldn't let me wash it.
A security blanket.
It was rotten.
My 14-year-old son, and he'll probably hate me for saying this, when he's sick, which is very rare, fortunately, still has a little piece of silk from his.
The piece
The
on
border.
the outside,
Right.
my son took that off somehow, and that was wrapped around the banky, and he carried it with the piece of silk.
Oh, did he do this one?
He
Was the
never
blanket
sucked his
hanging?
thumb.
No?
He didn't
Oh,
suck
you
his
were
thumb.
lucky.
He sucked the blanket.
That's funny. That's wonderful.
Well, this is a comedic look at what happens when the wife goes to work and the husband stays home. And this is the producer of the film. Delighted to meet you.
Delighted to meet you.
Her name is Lynn Loring. And please stay with us because 10/11 Morning continues.